Yes, this is back to back, me recording Vedas. But you just be happy I'm recording Veda. Okay, sis. I'm dealing with depression. I'm trying to work through it. And honestly, one of the hardest things is being motivated and finding motivation just to get up and be productive with my day. And it's not like I have like a real excuse for not doing videos for the past 2 days. It was just like, And also with Veda, I'm not like a short, witty, funny person. I am a very much so heavier, research, thought out topics person. Not as easy or accessible to the Veda content. I wanted to talk about how YouTube has changed me because I have actually rolled out some heavier topics with this Veda, and some of the responses definitely, brought to mind some thoughts about how YouTube has changed me and how I respond to things. So let's just get into this. First, I've definitely become, I don't want to say more insecure, but I've shed certain insecurities and I've found new ones that I just never thought I would have. Noticing the popularity of people who feed into a certain look, especially with the snatched waistlines, that has definitely, girl, I have gotten really uncomfortable. I have put on a certain amount of weight this year as well. And that's something that I have the power to change and I need to change. And slowly but surely, I'm going to stop eating fried chicken and actually go for that walk I've been talking about. Yes, sis. It is kind of annoying to put yourself out online and people people are sitting watching this video and they're watching my background. They're taking note of the artwork that I have behind here. They're taking a note of whether my plants are alive or not. They're currently dying. Yes, I know, it's okay. And some of the criticisms I get are just so like, why are you not paying attention to what I have to say? Like, somebody commented, like, I can hear the phlegm in your throat. I just want you to cough. And I'm like, sis, seriously? Like, come on. Oh my gosh. The color of my teeth is an issue. The way my nails are painted are of question. It is the way you move your lips and all these things. It's like, people just criticize and it's not that criticism cannot be offered, because honestly I've gotten a lot of beneficial criticism as well that has helped me to grow as just not as a YouTuber but as an individual. But the criticism that's really mundane and just non-consequential that people feel like they can give you freely is like, okay, you're doing the most. YouTube has also impacted my dating life. Men wanting to treat me like their personal soap opera, as in I did it a Gemini story time, or just men being fascinated with this concept that I'm a full-time YouTuber and that I have an audience that will be out and people will come up and recognize me. And it's interesting because men that I've met in the South, and I don't know, is it a South thing? I don't know. As of recently, I've realized how much men don't initially share about themselves. How much men are not comfortable with their own vulnerability, and they're just very smug. And so for me to be open and vulnerable inside, because if you find my YouTube channel, it's not that you know a whole lot about me, but you know a lot more about me than I know about you, and it's an uneven footing. And men just trying to track it down, like, chill, I don't actually care about your opinion. I didn't do this for you. You, sir, are not a smart brown girl. Fall back. That I always need to wear makeup. And I'm trying to work myself down. Like, I definitely am wearing less makeup. I don't feel like I've gotten that heavy into the makeup look. But I don't know. I've done videos without my makeup, but I feel like they get less views. I feel like people honestly want to watch somebody that looks a certain level of presentable. And then because we're so fascinated with makeup culture right now and this certain very beat look, it's like if I beat my face a certain way, I know, and I show it in the thumbnail, I know that the video will get more clicks because it's like, ooh, how she look like that and flexing knowledge. And I hate that I feed into that, and I'm trying to work myself back. You know what I mean? Like, I want to throw on some lip color and nothing else on my skin and be okay with it, and I'm not there yet. But putting out heavier topics this week, I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this correctly. People don't like when I express negative or less than emotion. Somebody sent me an email saying that the video that I did announcing Veda, or maybe my Get Ready With Me, was very difficult to watch because I felt like I was so depressed. And to me, it's like, I'm depressed. Yes, I acknowledge this out loud. I don't think I was that I don't know, man. It's like, we have 4 seasons of the year because it helps the earth cleanse itself. And people are allowed to have a multitude of emotions because it helps them to cleanse itself. This idea that someone should always be super happy and super positive is kind of like, I get why negativity or crying or deep emotion makes people uncomfortable because it turns on something in them. I get people being an empath, but it is kind of like, I think some people need to be more cognizant of allowing people the space to deal with a range of emotions. It is not like I come on here very often and express a certain level of negative emotion. I don't particularly care for some of the dismissiveness I get when I talk about deeper topics. Part of that also is because I think a lot of people don't have an understanding of how YouTube actually works, which is why there's this woman currently on here talking about she's going to teach you in 10 steps how to make $10,000 off of YouTube with no AdSense. Girl, you tried it. So many people are interested in the mechanics of YouTube. I think a lot of people are scared to put themselves out here. A lot of people just don't understand YouTube at all. I think there's a false reality of how much money is actually made and how it's made on YouTube because of how other people project themselves on here. There is a lot of just highfalutin lifestyle flaunting on YouTube, and you assume that if that person's making a certain amount of money, or they're projecting that they're making a certain amount of money, that I should be too. I don't even make half of my income off of YouTube. I would be so poor, like so poor. I make less than $1,000 a month off of YouTube. It is not very financially beneficial for me. I make more money off of my blog, writing, and the Smart Brown Girl shop currently, because I'm taking all that money and investing it into trying to launch more Smart Brown Girl stuff. It's been a struggle for me as a full-time YouTuber. I don't know how much longer that's gonna last. I have been looking into going back to work, and we'll just see how that pans out. But yeah, it's like somebody left a comment on one of my last videos. They're like, oh, well, you should be appreciative of how far you've come because I'm sure you're making a decent living off of YouTube. No, sis, actually, no, like even my accountant's looking at me like, girl, ooh. But that is honestly why every time I get on here, I'm constantly asking for your support. Not necessarily to fund my life or my lifestyle, which is bare bones, very minimal. But it is because when you ask things of me, when you want me to cover certain topics or to do videos more frequently, or you want a certain level of audio, I hope I fixed it to your liking. I'm getting way less more complaints. Or a certain level of video quality, or it's like, hey, can you go on tour? Can you do a meet and greet? Can you do a podcast? All that stuff costs me money. And because I don't make very much, if any, money on YouTube, I do kind of ask you guys to help me fund the things that you want from me. And I'm really, like, this podcast would be so awesome. Girl, it would be so awesome. I gotta make this happen. In reality, my Smart Brown Girls are also awesome. Like, the reason why I have been able to keep going, even though YouTube doesn't really make me much money, is because it's just been so great to inspire these discussions, to see the intelligence, the beauty, the diversity in women of color. Like, Black women really are so amazing. And one of the things that YouTube has helped me with is to see how beautiful I am and we are as Black women, even in the struggles that we face on a day-to-day level, how much more I can do to be more supportive and be more positive towards Black women. It's been awesome to empower people to think differently or outside the box. Like, even when people don't like me, they're trying to come for me, they still have to, dig a little deeper and flex their intelligence. And so even in that kind of clap back at me, it's like, okay, well, at least I inspired you to, read a book, Google something. I made you, structure your sentences a little bit more clear. Like, look at that syntax. That is beautiful. And really, really great to see people that might have been insecure or not know that their intelligence is within them. Like, Smart Brown Girl is not about how smart I am. It is absolutely about the idea that I feel like as Black women, we're often told how smart we are not. We're often told about how much we are not and how much more we have to do and what's wrong with us. Shout out to Gabby Douglas. Like, we just catch so much heat no matter our accomplishments. So it's to remind Black women that we are smart, that no matter your education level, that smart is within you. And so it's been so beautiful to see people blossom and to read the messages, whether it's mothers thinking about how they interact with their children, or how we think about how we interact with our own mother or other women, or relationships, of thinking about how our presence impacts other people, thinking about how much we have within us and how powerful we are as individuals, has been an awesome experience. So overall, YouTube, I I'm very happy I've done it. Sometimes it is hard for me to motivate myself to get out here and do videos because I'm not going to lie that the numbers game it gets annoying. Like, yeah, I mean, I gotta check myself again. Like, why am I worried about other people? Like, my success is gonna be different from everyone else's, and I just have to hold fast and stand firm and be patient. So that's something that I've definitely been focused on. Thanks to my Smart Brown Girls. Thanks to your support every time I ask you to shop Smart Brown Girl, to become a patron, and donate on Smart Brown Girl. Y'all have come through in the clutch. I know I need to get back on the road with the book club. I have a link down below actually for the next book that is going to be a part of the book club. I already have it. It's been announced to my Patreons like 4 months ago. But I'm trying to work around getting the woman that wrote the book to be a part of the book club this month, which is why I've been stuck on just working with her. So I want to thank you guys for being awesome, and I will see you absolutely tomorrow. I'm not going to stunt. Deuces.
Join the Smart Brown Girl Producer Circle. For $2 to $5 or more, you can support Smart Brown Girl, enabling the movement to become a community of resources that benefits you and women of color around the world. As a Black woman catering to an audience of Black women, trying to convince the older white men in power that we are worthy of opportunity is an uphill battle. So let's provide our own opportunities and help to launch the Smart Brown Girl podcast, tour, scholarship fund, and flourishing community of awesome Smart Brown girls. Visit patreon.com/Jouelzy and become a Smart Brown Girl patron today. You can also support by shopping Smart Brown Girl or grabbing your copy of Jouelzy's 4C Natural Hair Guide ebook and or her first published work, Send It On, a collection of short stories. Thank you, Smart Brown Girls.